Jessii Vee, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some very creepy imaginary friend stories. These are some of the eeriest stories that I tell on my channel. There's something about kids seeing imaginary friends that could be ghosts that freaks me out so much. And there's one story, as you can tell by the title of today's video, about a kid that kept seeing a girl in the fireplace in the middle of the fire. It is crazy. By the way, do you like my pink shirt with bats all over it? I feel like I have some serious Halloween vibes in the middle of spring, but that is okay because it is a spring color, so it counts. Okay, before I get right into today's video, I do have a question for you. Do you guys want to adopt a gnome? Look at all of them, they're so cute. Okay, we have just launched a section on our website called Adopt a Gnome because, I mean, how could you not want to? They're so cute. And on there, you're able to choose from one of our group of gnomes, just anyone that you relate to, that you like the style of. They're all so different. For example, we have Avery the fairy, and she has a very sparkly hat. We have Jules the mermaid, and look at the tail on the hat. We've got Sky the unicorn, and look at that little unicorn horn right there. We've got Sweetie the ice cream cone, and I love how there's just sprinkles all in the beard. That's amazing. We've got Ozzy with an amazing tie-dye hat. We have Happy, and she's got little sweets all over hers. So if any of these adorable little gnomes are calling to you and you would like to have it in your home, I put a link down below in the description, and when you get yours, please take a photo with it. I will share on my social media. They're just the perfect size to put on a shelf in your bedroom, on your bed, literally anywhere in the house, and they're full with like little beads, so they're heavy enough to prop somewhere and keep it held up. And yeah, they're just perfect. So if you guys would like one, I've linked it down below. All right guys, so let's jump right into today's video. It is pretty normal for children to have an imaginary friend that they talk to and play with. Eventually, with age, the imaginary friend disappears and becomes only a memory. But what if the imaginary friend isn't really imaginary, but a ghost that is just happy to have gained a new playmate? That is the question, and that's why this freaks me out so much, because if a child walks up to you and they say,
"Hey, do you see Miss Mary floating above your head?"
You're not sure if there is a Miss Mary or if it's just in their head and it messes with you. So I'm gonna tell you some true stories from kids who had very scary imaginary friends. This first one is called Purple Mommy. There's this mother that said that when her son was first learning to talk, he would tell her about something called Purple Mommy. And it could have been his imaginary friend, but the details were really creepy. He said that Purple Mommy is apparently all purple with long hair and these bright all white eyes, so like no pupils. Purple Mommy picks him up at night and turns off the lights, and she would often find her son out of his crib in the morning, which would have been impossible for him to do on his own. He would have had to crawl over the side onto the floor, and her son was barely walking at the time, so it just wouldn't have worked. She also found the lights off in his room multiple times when she had left them on, and he's terrified of the dark, so it always upset her when she came into the room during the day and it was completely dark. He said that Purple Mommy needs bandages because she's covered in blood. He says Purple Mommy has no mouth and she can take her head off. He also said that Purple Mommy does not like Daddy for some reason. Now, he told her all of this stuff for about a year straight, and if she ever asked where Purple Mommy was, he would always point to the same spot. It was a corner of the room behind his open closet door. He would also constantly wake up crying at the same time every single night, and once during a very rough night, she went to ask him what was wrong, and he said, "Purple Mommy won't let me sleep." And yeah, that's the end of their story, which is absolutely terrifying, and I really hope this poor kid no longer sees Purple Mommy. Okay, then we have the girl in the fireplace. So there's actually two stories with this. The first one is about a guy who had a younger cousin with an imaginary friend who she said used to live in the fireplace and was all red and patchy as if she was burned. She said that she was a little girl who wore funny clothing and looked like olden day clothes. And she would tell everyone in the family about this, and people were so spooked that they tried to stay as far away from the fireplace as they could. And then I found this other story which was even more creepy and more tragic. It's about this father that would constantly see his daughter sitting in front of the fireplace just staring for hours on end sometimes, and when he would go over and ask her what she was doing, she would say things like,
"I'm looking at the beautiful lady in the fireplace."
A couple years later, the father found out that a teenage girl that used to live in the house tripped over a rug one day and landed face first immersed in the fireplace. Apparently her sweater was caught around one of the logs of wood, and it took forever for her family to pull her out. She was severely burned and was rushed to the hospital and later succumbed to her injuries. So when the father found out about this, the hair on his arms stood up because he realized his daughter this whole entire time was seeing the ghostly face of this girl in the fireplace. No, thank you. Okay, and the last story is called Bored. This is about a mother who had a son whose imaginary friend was named Bored. He met him when they moved into an old house, and his friend was unnerving at best. Her son would say that his imaginary friend Bored had mean cats and lived inside the wall. Sometimes her son would like Bored, other times he would say that he was mad at Bored because he was being mean and wouldn't let him sleep. Sometimes Bored would lock the door to his room and let no one in or out. It was really freaky stuff. For the most part, he liked playing outside with him, except for when Bored would try to get him to play in the road. Fast forward sometime later, they were walking past the cemetery by their house, and their son walked right in there and pointed to this circle of trees and said,
"That's where Bored is from."
The mother walked over and looked in between those trees that he was pointing at, and lo and behold, a gravestone was inside. It was absolutely covered by trees and vines, so there's no way her son would have known there was a gravestone there. So she started to believe what Bored was telling him. Anyways, they soon moved houses because they were so freaked out, and thankfully Bored did not follow. So yeah, those are the 4 imaginary friend tales for today. If you want me to do a part 2 to this video, give this video a thumbs up and let me know, because I could make so many of these videos. I can make it an entire series if you want. But yeah, don't forget, if you would like one of the new Adopt a Gnomes, I have linked it down below, along with the Easter mystery boxes. We only have a handful left. You guys have almost sold it out within a week. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And I cannot wait to see who gets those golden tickets. But yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!